realize that not many of you have seen this movie. Basically, it's a trilogy, and there's a ring that is extremely, extremely powerful, and Frodo, one of the main characters, sets out to destroy it, and there's only one place that he can go to destroy it, and it's in the depths of all evil, and along the way he accumulates multiple friends from different places of Middle Earth, as they call it, and it just basically tells their story of their journey in three-hour films. So it's long, but I highly recommend it. I'm going to erase this. So with that being said, and what we just watched, let's recap what needs to happen in order to score a film. So what is the first step, which we've already discussed? George, what do you got?
What do you mean, like, what scoring does to the movie? Or?
No, the actual process.
You have to find a conductor or a music director.
Okay, we can put that. Definitely we need a musical director. That's very important. And if we're going to write that, we should also put, we need a composer, right? Okay. Then what needs to happen? Yes. Right, so after the film is edited, cut, it's in its final product, what you're gonna see on the screen, then the director and the producer and the musical director get together and they spot the film. Which means what, Nikolai?
To determine which scenes should have music.
Right, they're deciding where music is going to be the most beneficial and to us and to the film. So they spot the music. Then what happens? Ryan, what do you got? It's a very simple step, but very important.
They record the music?
Before they record the music.
Oh, the composer writes the music.
Right. Then, that is usually when the composer, he may or may not have already started to write some key pieces. Remember in opera, we talked about the aria, which is the main song. It could be the same thing. The composer already has some ideas or some character themes that he wants to build in, but he can't really put together the entire score until they decide where these elements are going to be. So they have to, I would say, write or compose, and then they record. So how do you record with that many different instruments and choirs, and how does that work? How do you keep everyone together?
Click track.
There is a click track, which is also used in studios to record music. It's almost like let's see, what would be the word? It's like beep, 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 and it just keeps the beat. And that
Metronome.
A metronome, exactly. It's a metronome. Now that's not always used because in music we know that it can slow down and it can go faster, but for certain types of pieces, that's definitely important. So we'll just put that as a side. Okay, and then the final step is on the page 377. And Ray, could you read the second paragraph for
The
us?
final step?
Yep.
The final step in the process of dubbing. Dubbing is putting all the elements of sound,
Dialogue.
dialogue, sound effect, and music onto the soundtrack. During this process, the sound level of the music is adjusted to the other sounds. Sometimes in the dubbing process, some music is almost lost because if it's treated as mere background.
Okay, so let's take music. Let's take hip hop. You have what? The artist, right? And then who usually works with the artist? What is that person called?
The beat.
Yeah, the beat man, which is called what? The producer, usually. The producer is the one, he either will make a beat and he will put together the entire song. He creates all the instruments and all the different kinds of things, just like in a movie. Dubbing, which is the last process, putting it all together, is just like if you're in a studio recording, the last thing that you do is you adjust all the sound levels so that you can hear your voice with the music, and it all kind of goes together. Whereas dubbing within a film, you're not only taking the elements of the music, but you're taking the elements of the sound effects, the sound effects, the dialogue, so the talking, and the music. They all have to be together in one. So that's a pretty big job. And it says sometimes in the dubbing process, some music is almost lost. Why would that be? Yes.
Because they have the crashes or whatever. I think the scene is louder than
Okay, could you say that again a little louder? Sorry, I just want everybody to hear it.
like if they put if it's action scene, like the crashing or whatever, it might be louder than music.
Right. So, exactly. So sometimes the music won't be as prominent because the talking or the dialogue is going to be the most important part of that scene, right? So obviously you're not going to want the music to be louder than what the people are saying. Otherwise you're going to lose everything for that particular scene. Okay, so we need a director, we need a composer, then they need to spot it, then we need to write the music and record it, right? Sometimes using a click track. And then the final stage is the dubbing. So what is a soundtrack then? Steve, what do you got? What is a soundtrack?
Like songs. So it's the songs that are in the movie.
Does it have to be to a movie necessarily? What do you think, Anthony?
It's a song that could go in any track.
Right, it's a song, a soundtrack is exactly that. It's a song that's put and it stops and starts. So when we're talking about a film soundtrack, it's actually taking the entire piece of music, the entire work, and just chopping it into certain songs so that if you were to put a CD in the CD player of the Lord of the Rings film score, you could say, oh, number one is this, and hear that particular theme. That's all it is, just like a CD that we get for music, right? You have 12 tracks usually, 10, 12 tracks when you buy a CD. That's all it is, soundtrack. Okay, so see how we're doing on time. Are there any questions about this chapter? Anything that you want to go over before the quiz tomorrow? Any questions on your papers? What? Your project. You should all be writing notes so that, as we had said, you don't sit up here for 10 minutes and be like, awesome.
We need more of them.
Thank you.